hello world of Facebook. Just sit down, Mrs. Oh my word, Miss Loopy Lulu and Donna. So Donna Michelle Hammersley. And this is my married name now. I'm not married anymore. Movement and mindset coach. And I decided to do these lives because a friend of mine, as I said last week, a friend of mine sent me a message, private message saying, what have you done? What's happened to you? You're really, you're glowing, you're shining. What have you done? How have you nailed this self-love thing? And I just want to point out to start with that no one ever nails anything, okay? We're all a work in progress, and that's part of what I'm going to talk about today. And another friend of mine who is struggling, because let's face it, most of us struggle with the concept of self-love because we've been taught to not love ourselves. From childhood, we're bombarded with messages trying to convince us that we're lacking in some way. Advertising, people get paid millions to try and convince you that your life is lacking or you are lacking in some way unless you buy XYZ gadget, product, whatever, unless you wear certain makeup, unless you look a certain way. You look in magazines or kind of reality shows. I mean, Love Island, I've never watched it, it's not my thing, but it's supposedly, from what I can gather, is supposedly about normal people finding love, blah blah blah, but they don't look like your average people. You walk down the street, you're not going to see every other person looking like that, so it's not a demonstration of the average person. But we're bombarded with that kind of thing, that is the ideal of beauty, and most of us don't live up to that ideal. Most of us do not look like they do on things like Love Island. So throughout our life, through negative experiences, through advertising, all those kind of things, we've learned to hate ourselves. And then you get religion into it. I don't want to get into discussion about religion. I'm not criticizing it, whatever. But we're taught that it's wrong to have desires, it's wrong to kind of, we're supposed to suffer here on earth and all those kind of things. So we have a lifetime of, hey, lovely, we have a lifetime of negativity to undo. We've become experts at the self-hate. And there's still this kind of idea that it's weird, it's arrogant, it's vain, blah, 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 to love yourself. And I've said this before and I'll keep saying it, okay? Loving yourself does not mean that you think you're perfect in any way, physically, mentally, whatever. Does not mean you think that you are better than anyone else. So I really want to get that into your head if you are struggling with the concept of self-love. It simply means that you don't hate yourself, because the relationship you have with yourself is the longest relationship you ever have. And if you don't want to be in a toxic relationship with someone who makes you feel like shit, then learning to love yourself, or relearning to love yourself, is the way to go. So in answer to her message, I sat down, after I got her message, I sat down and wrote a list of things that I did undo, because it's not an overnight thing. No one flips a switch and you're suddenly going, oh, I hate myself, oh, I love myself. That's not the way it works. It's constantly changing habits, changing the way I think, changing the way I behave towards myself, from waking up in the morning going, good morning, beautiful, I love you, every single morning, little things like that. And I talked about that last week. So going further down the list, but I also want to just clarify, because one of the things I talked about was acceptance, practicing acceptance, and practicing the idea that, accepting the idea that who you are is more important than what you look like. But I wanted to kind of clarify, what does acceptance mean? And it's basically accepting yourself fully with all your faults and flaws, because you are not your past, you are not your habits, you are not your behaviors, you are not your status, you are not your qualifications, you are not your title. I've done many things in my life that I'm not proud of. I was a heroin addict for several years. I went out committing crimes. I've been mean. I've been selfish. We've all done things that we're not proud of, that we don't like. And we probably will do things again that we're ashamed of, not proud of. But that's not who you are at your core. So accepting yourself is accepting that no one is perfect. There is nobody on this planet who is perfect, because the other thing is, hey, lovely, hey, beautiful lady, thank you. But the other thing is, see, that's the thing. I can now accept a compliment. At one time, I would not have been able to accept a compliment. I'd have gone, thank you, but, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't mean to say I think I'm pretty, but I'm able to accept a compliment now without feeling really uncomfortable and like, oh my God, they must be lying, they must want something, da, 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 because we never see ourselves the way other people see us. That's another side note. Keep that in mind. We never see ourselves the way other people see us. But yeah, accepting there's no such thing as perfect. And the other thing is, what is perfect to me won't be perfect to you. So if we're aiming for an ideal of perfect, there is no such thing as perfect. Hey Tina, how you doing? Beautiful. There is no such thing as perfect. And we have become experts at listing our faults, right? We can list our faults. You know, I faff about. I'm really disorganized, although I'm working on that. As I say, I've done things I'm not proud of, things that I'm ashamed of, things that I wish I fucking hadn't done. But it's not who I am. At my essence, it's not who I am. So when practicing acceptance, one of the things I get people to do is to list your qualities and your achievements. Now, we struggle with this because they are usually things that we don't think of as a quality. So, for example, mine could be the fact I'm honest, and sometimes too honest, because, you know, can get me into trouble, because if people ask my opinion, I'll give it to them. I won't just say what they want me to say. I'm kind, I'm caring, I'm compassionate, I'm inquisitive and curious, nosy. I've got a great sense of humour. I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to make mistakes, I can laugh at myself, I want other people to feel good, and, you know, I could probably write some more, but those are kind of my qualities. Does it mean I never snap at people? No, I get grumpy. I can maybe lie and say I'm busy when actually I don't really want to go and see someone, but it's not who I am. It's not who I am. And I say a lot of our qualities, we don't see them as qualities because it's just the way I am. But if you were to list your qualities or ask other people, this is a really powerful exercise. If you have the courage, and I really would encourage you to do it, ask 4 or 5 people who know you, from friends, family, whatever, ask them 3 things that they like, love, respect, or admire about you. And you will be really surprised, because as I said a moment ago, we never see ourselves the way other people see us. And I am able now to write on a list of my qualities from listening to what other people say about me. You know, someone said something the other day, gave me a testimonial, and it really it brought tears to my eyes, because it was like, wow, I really am like that, aren't I? Yeah, I really am, because we're so busy looking at our faults and flaws, we cannot see the things that are our qualities. If you're really patient, for example, if you like cooking, if you're good at gardening, you know, if you help out your neighbors, all of those things are qualities. And achievements don't necessarily have to be a university degree. It can be struggles that you've overcome. You know, being a parent is bloody hard work. One of the reasons I don't have children, the fact I've got through this last year, I've got over losing my pony, I've got over my marriage breakdown, you know, I get knocked down, I get back up again. And it's learning to be able to recognize those qualities and those achievements instead of always busy focusing on our faults. It's like, if you have a list of 100 things and you get 99 things done, you're probably the one focusing on the one thing you didn't get done, right? So it's about flipping the script and focusing on the things you do get done. Or even if you have a list of 10 things and you only get 5 things done, focus on how bloody fabulous it is that you've done those 5 things. And this is what I do. I constantly flip the script. So if I start to talk to myself in an unkind way, I will flip it around. Like the other day, I forgot something. It was like, oh, I'm bloody useless, that kind of thing. And then I flipped it around. It's like, I'm not useless, I'm just forgetful. I have so much going on in my mind. I remember the most important things. And it's about constantly flipping the script, catching yourself when you are talking to yourself in an unkind, uncaring way. And as I say a lot, if you would not say it to your friend, to your loved one, to your best friend, don't say it or think it to yourself. When you're going into that negative spin, that kind of attacking yourself, loathing yourself, criticizing yourself, just stop and say, how would I speak to my best friend? You know, if my best friend did what I've just done, if my best friend forgot something, would I call her useless? Would I call her all the names under the sun just because she's forgot something? No, I wouldn't. So if I had to simplify it into one sentence, self-love is basically learning to become your own best friend. And it takes time and practice. So it's not just something you do, flip a switch. It's not something you do for an hour and that's it, boom, done. It's a gradual process. But here's the thing, the kinder you are to yourself on a daily basis, the more you actually learn to like yourself. It may sound counterintuitive, but it's true. Be kind to yourself. Do treat yourself like someone you care about. Treat yourself how you would want your mum to be treated, or your sister to be treated, or your daughter to be treated. And literally, the kinder you are to yourself, the more you learn to like yourself. So anytime you notice yourself having that kind of negative thought, anytime you're saying something mean to yourself, flip it. Just flip it. Don't get annoyed with yourself because you've gone down that path. Just notice and say, I'm being mean again. I don't do that anymore. And just be kind. It gets to be as simple as that. It's ongoing, it's constant, it's daily, but it soon becomes a habit because we've got into the habit of being a complete bitch to ourselves. Now we're just going to get into the habit of being kind. And it does feel weird to start with. It does feel really weird. It's like self-praise. Praise yourself. Praise yourself. Just imagine the voice in your head is the person you're in a relationship with. You do not want to be in a relationship with someone who makes you feel like shit. Simple as that. So acceptance is stripping away all the external things, your past, your habits, your behavior, what you do. Just imagine you standing there. You're not a wife, you're not a mother, you're not a teacher, you're not your past, you're not this, that, and the other. Do you like the person you are? Most people go, well, yeah, I quite like myself, but I don't like the fact I do just, nah, no buts. No buts. Do you like the person you are? Yes, you have bad habits. I have bad habits. I eat chocolate sometimes. It's not good for me because it keeps me up awake. I do things and I think, why the fuck did you do that again? We all do. We all do. But if you like the person you are, that's acceptance. Accept that you are amazing. And if there is something about yourself that you don't like, ask yourself why you don't like it. Is it because you genuinely don't like it or because you think other people won't like it? But accepting that no one is perfect, accepting that we all have faults and flaws, and that's what makes life interesting, right? The other thing is not everyone will like you. I used to be a bit of a people pleaser when I was younger. I wanted everyone to like me. And if I was with people and they were saying something I disagreed with, I would just keep quiet because I wanted people to like me. And I thought if I disagreed with them or said something different, they wouldn't like me. But here's the thing I've learned. Not everyone will like you. And if you're being totally authentic and totally true to yourself, not everyone will like you. And that is okay. Because when you're being authentic, when you're being your genuine self, you will attract the people you actually want in your life. The people who don't like you are not the people you want in your life. And here's something that just come to me. When you begin to learn to love yourself more, to treat yourself the way you would treat someone you care about, and you start setting boundaries, in other words, you stop being a bit of a doormat, people will turn around and criticize you, because when you lift yourself up to a higher level, when you start treating yourself with the respect that you deserve, those people who've been taking the piss out of you, those people who've been abusing your kindness, they won't like it. But they're not the sort of people that you actually want in your life. So it's okay. So not everyone will like you, and that's okay. The other thing is to remember that we are all a work in progress. We are all a work in progress. There is no there to get to. There is no, once I get here, I'll have it sussed. There is no there. Life is a constant journey. It's like we go through childhood, we learn all the things we need to do, like how to get dressed, how to walk, how to run. We go through school, we just learn how to memorize facts and figures. And then we go through our adult life and we pick up all this negativity and these ideas that we're not worthy and we're not good enough, we're not attractive enough. And hopefully we get to a point where we start to unlearn all that and we start to learn what really matters. We start to learn that we are amazing, we are incredible, we're all amazing, we're all incredible. And we're all a work in progress. I've been kind of working on myself, if you like, for the past 4 or 5 years, really intensely, even longer than that. And I'm still learning new things about myself because we are not the same people we were 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 30 years ago. And that is okay. So there will never be a there to get to. So don't ever think, oh, I'm not there yet. No, you never will be. And here's the thing. Once you accept that there is no there to get to, you can enjoy the journey. You can enjoy the journey. And so when you do fuck up, when you do fall into old habits, whatever, you can go, it's part of the journey, part of the journey. Because you are not here to be better than anyone else. You were not born to be better than anyone else. You were born to become an even better version of yourself. So if you today are an even better version of yourself that you were yesterday, that's progress. That is progress. And wanting people to like you is quite often it's a sign of low self-worth, low self-esteem, because you're looking for external validation. Because once you start to accept yourself as you are, remembering that you're not your past, you're not your habits, you're not your behaviors, and remembering that you are worthy, you are amazing, you are wonderful, you are enough as you are, you no longer need external validation. You no longer need to please other people. You no longer need other people's approval. You no longer worry about other people's opinions because you like you. You're happy with what you're doing. You feel good, and that's what's important. And as I said, the kinder you are to yourself, the more you like yourself. I promise you, because I've done it. I've gone from someone who would like not even get in front of a camera, or I'd be in front of the camera and I'd be hiding in dark lighting. Now I'm there in my bikini, in my skinny mini body going woo-hoo-hoo, because life is too damn short to spend it being a bitch to yourself. And we're here to thrive. We are here to thrive. I know you're amazing, and that's why I love what I do, because I know what it feels like to doubt yourself, to feel unworthy, to feel unattractive, to feel just not comfortable in your own skin. And that is why I'm so passionate about coaching others, teaching others to feel good in and about themselves, not just in their bodies, but who they are at a soul level. You know, it's almost like if you close your eyes, you can't see yourself, you can't see your past, you can't see your surroundings. Do you like the person you are? Do you at a core level like the person that you are? And say, if you don't, what is it you don't like and why don't you like it? And if you can change it, change it. If you don't, change your perspective. If it's just a habit that you don't like, either change it or accept that we all have bad habits. Simple as that. No one is perfect, apart from me. Joke, just a joke. So I will leave you there, and I shall carry on next week because I haven't gone anywhere near my list. As I said, it's not just one thing I've done, it's many things that I've done and continue to do, because I am still learning, I am still growing, I still make mistakes, I still fall, I get back up again. That's the way it is. Life is one big universal assignment. This is why I bring coaching and mindset into my classes, because I want people to know how freaking amazing they are. So enjoy the rest of your day. Beautiful soul. Mwah. So much love to you. So much love. Any questions, just drop them down below. If you want to ask me anything, absolutely anything. I may not answer, but I'm pretty open and honest. So any questions at all, just drop them down below and I'll answer them in the next live. So, mwah, mwah, mwah.